All right, the 2018 Subaru Crosstrek Premium with Eyesight technology. This is going to be a really quick review. I basically want to just show you the back of it, or the outside of it. And with the back of it and the front, I'll try not to show my license plate. But as I'm looking at the back, I got hail damage recently. I want to talk about my favorite features of this car. My favorite features of it are the symmetrical all-wheel drive, which each individual tire is its own tire. It's like AI for powertrain, and it's phenomenal. I haven't had any issues with it, never got stuck in Colorado snow or have had issues driving on any terrain. It's the smoothest SUV I've ever driven in, if we're not including luxury cars, you know, but anything below $40,000. I have Jeeps, friends that have Jeeps and Hondas and other cars in that $40,000, $50,000 below price range, and they say it still doesn't drive as smooth as this car, especially in the mountains. And I've taken this car on so many trips. I've had people come in and out of this car like crazy, and they all say they love how smooth it drives. The only thing I've had to replace on this car so far that was the most expensive thing out of pocket was the tires. Now, again, I've had recent hail damage that I'm gonna get fixed here soon. And the other thing too, I'll show a picture of as I'm walking around, is somebody did a hit and run on me while I was parked at this old place I was living in after I first got this car, and I had to get the door replaced. And that sucked, but even with getting the door replaced, I haven't had any issues. No issues with the window. The people that replaced it did a fantastic job. So that's right off the bat, the best pro of this car. Now I have some clothes in the back, so I'll kind of move them out of the way that I'm donating. But I have the seat already down to give you an idea of how angled that is, or what it looks like. And even if I pull this seat down, how much space there potentially is in the back. If you're a couple, or maybe if you have one kid and a dog, I would say, okay, this is enough for you. But if you got a bunch of kids, here's the flaws of the back of the car that I would say that's not a good user experience for people that are going to be in the back. Let me shut this door, because there's a lot of people walking around and stuff. But look at like the cup holders. This is the first thing. Why didn't they put them here? Like, why? Who's gonna have a cup or a water bottle back here? So a lot of people that would get in the back of my car, I always see them with the bottles of the drinks like this. You can't fit anything in there, you know. So that's one flaw. And then also the user experience of no ventilation at all, like anywhere. I mean, yes, the speakers get loud back here, but there's nothing even right here. Only one, and I don't know why I didn't think about that. But again, my car is dirty and beat up, just because I've had being in real estate, I've had so many people come in, and especially in the passenger, come in and out of this car, and I've hauled so much stuff. I've hauled garden stuff, I've hauled furniture, I mean anything I basically can fit. So let me go into the front real quick and show you what that looks like. As we go into the front, I'll give my quick opinion on this. With the infotainment system and all the gears and everything, is it good? Is it functional? Yes, but here's one flaw. That gas tank, the lever to actually open up the gas tank, that thing is in a bad spot, because if you're going to be using this car for the mountains like I do, as you can see, and if you live in Colorado and there's a lot of snow, it's not a good place for it. But again, these weird like cup holder like areas, it's just so not good. I wish they just kind of added more, or like I like the newer models where with this 2018 Crosstrek Premium, it was good for its time, but now I'm starting to notice how many things I wish they did better with it. And it's just more places to put your stuff, you know. There's not, like, even if you look back here, it's all right. Like, even the cable is inconvenient for cable management. Now that I have two, because I have two different iPhones, you loop it through there, and then it just, you don't know where to put your phone. You're like, I always put it right here. There's like no convenient spot to put an iPhone. And that's what I'm recording with this right now. But let me turn on, I'll show you the average gas mileage that I've been getting, and I'll show you what this looks like when the car is turned on. average gas mileage, and you can see I've only gotten from 2018 55,000 miles on this thing. 35 miles a gallon. Really, I've gotten it to 36, but keep in mind I use mid-grade gasoline. I do not use regular unleaded. Every now and then I do, so take it for what it's worth, especially since we have high elevation. The gas is just way better. People will argue with me on this and try to bring up scientific studies and blah. I don't care what you say. When I got this car in the beginning and I was using regular unleaded, it was not 34.7 miles per gallon. I only got there once I started using mid-grade. This is the glove box is all right. You know, it's decent. I really like the heated seats. The heated seats get, they go on really, really fast. If I turn on the heat, just kind of want you to hear how loud that is in the cabin, whether it's in the front or I'm using the vent up there. And it works really good. I mean, it's been the best car, especially when I turn on this and have the interior only. I think it's one of the best cars I've ever used for air conditioning and heating, and it still works amazing till this day. Like, I haven't even the refrigerant or whatever, I don't know cars, but whatever actually makes the AC cool, I haven't replaced it or refilled it. I haven't actually got an update on that yet. So this is my first car review, bear with me. Now, Eyesight technology, when it comes to, actually I better go outside because that's just going to be a better way to show it. With the Eyesight technology, what do I think about that? Well, I haven't gotten into an accident on the front yet, and there's been times on the highway where this thing was so accurate, like it actually was able to guess when the car was stopping too soon before I even noticed it, because maybe I glanced away or something. And that's the beauty of it, is it's meant to be a security measure. Like, let technology do the work when it can, don't depend on it, so you can just have better safety. So I recommend every car come with it. But even on the outside, besides that hull damage, nothing. I'm telling you, I've taken this car on tons of mountain trips, and the most expensive thing, I haven't even had to replace the brakes yet. Most expensive thing that had nothing to do with insurance or the hull damage or anything I had to replace was the tires. That's it. And I replaced them a month ago. So really think about that, how well these cars last. Now, before I finish this review, this quick review of somebody who has used this car for so many people coming in and out, so many mountain trips, snow way past 6 inches on the ground. What do I think about the pros? The pros are the powertrain, the smoothness, the ability of it having symmetrical all-wheel drive. Seamless, so seamless. It's like this car I feel so confident getting in, especially living in Colorado. And then the second thing is the speakers, or actually I'll go with the Eyesight technology. Having a car with Eyesight technology as good as Subaru, even when there's people who have not the Jeeps, I forgot, there's other people that have other models that have some, I think it was Volvo. They say it's not as good as what they can kind of see when they're riding passenger with, like, realtors I know and stuff like this that we're going to look at a house and whatnot. They're like, yeah, this seems way more accurate than even on their car. It just seems more seamless. The second thing is I love the speakers and the sound system of this car. It's really fantastic for it not even being Bose or Harman Kardon or any of that. I'm like, wow, I can't imagine if I did get an upgrade. So I love the speakers. The powertrain, the driving experience with the shocks, the speakers, and then also the gas mileage, as you saw, is incredible for it being an SAV, I guess is what they call these now, sports activity vehicles. And then anything else, I would say just how long it's lasted without having any issues at all with the brakes, the steering, nothing. Now, the flaws of this car are the cabin's really loud when I'm driving, like, especially if it's raining. It's like, when it's raining, I have to, now it doesn't sound like you're hearing a lot of metal hit the roof of the car, and this doesn't have a sunroof. I kind of wish it did, but then again, maybe not, because the cabin's really loud in here. when there's a lot of rain, or even when I'm on the highway. I have to turn up what I'm listening to like much louder than I probably should, because it just, it's like I need something quieter. And the way the doors sound too, like listen to the way the doors, it sounds like a thud, or like a slam a little bit. It doesn't sound like a shh. Like there's some SUVs that I've just messed around with that when they close, like for example, I have friends that have Beamers. Those cars sound incredible when you shut the door. In my opinion, it's just like it's a seal. It's not a thud like this. It doesn't like it doesn't sound all clunky like that. It's just a nice seal when you shut it. And then also, I would say is the interior on Subarus are just so lackluster. Like after having this for 5 years, I know I don't need a new car, but I'm dying for one because I just need a different experience. Like and this may sound like I'm being super ungrateful, all right? I get it, because it's still a fantastic car for how old it is with so low mileage. But the thing is, it's like Subaru, like even when I look at the Foresters and the Touring and all this and that, like they all kind of look like this. It's like, I don't like this, like the fingerprints, like it's just like, come on, like make it matte in some kind of way, or like better materials. Like these do feel a little cheap, and especially like the gear shifter, it doesn't feel premium. Like look at that, it doesn't feel like you're getting your money's worth. The heated seats are amazing. Again, everything about this car, functionally, it's a great car. It's just there's minor tweaks, and then the horsepower is the biggest flaw. Actually, I should have said the horsepower is the worst thing, because if this car is promoted as an adventure car, right? So it does well when you don't need to be going 50, 60 miles an hour. Like you're probably not going to be driving that fast in 6 inches of snow, I mean, you could. I haven't had this car have any issues with the symmetrical all-wheel drive. It's been phenomenal. There's Jeeps I've driven that friends and family got, that just suck in the snow compared to this thing. But for me, when I'm on the highway in mountain elevation and I'm trying to merge onto the highway when it's going uphill and the car is struggling to hit 65, there's so many times I've had situations where I was the pain in the rear on the highway because this car couldn't just pass somebody in time. So I had to slow down, end up in a situation where they're like, are you merging? I'm like, I'm trying, but this car can't push the limit, So if Subaru made these cars stronger, the Crosstreks specifically, it'd be incredible if they could throw a 220 into this thing or something way above 162, or whatever it is on this car. Like, come on. Like, even when I went to the dealership recently, the guys were like, yeah, we're not seeing the Crosstreks ever get horsepower above 190 or anything like that. Like, Subaru is planning to keep it a small boxer 4-cylinder engine, which has been reliable. But man, the horsepower sucks for if you really are going to be taking this into the mountains. It just doesn't do that well. And you can't tow anything with this car, Like, you can't tow anything really worthwhile for mountain fun, like a camper. So anyhow, I'm considering getting an Outback, but it looks like an old person car. The Foresters have better interior, but they're too round and look like soccer mom cars. And it's frustrating. It's really frustrating because I love Subarus, but the designs I need something cool for somebody my age, Like, I don't have kids or anything. I need something cool that, like, I can impress friends and family with. Like, I got that cool Subaru, but I don't know. We'll see what I end up getting, but that's going to be it for this little review after 5.5 years of having a Crosstrek. So thanks for being with me. Hope you're doing well. I'll see you soon.